I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And while we are staying standing, I'd like a moment of silence for Mayor Richard Pucci. Okay, thank you. Okay, in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act, it is hereby announced and shall be entered into the minutes of this meeting that adequate notice of this meeting has been provided by the following. Posted on the bulletin board of the office of the Township Clerk, posted on the bulletin boards with the municipal complex, printed in the Home News Tribune and Cranberry Press, posted on the Monroe Township website, and sent to those individuals who have requested personal notice. May I have a roll call, please?
Vice Chairman, Mr. Rothman.
Here.
Ms. Brodsky.
Here.
Mr. Manesh Patel. Ms. Damiani.
Here.
Mr. Slavacek.
Here.
Mr. Weiner. Dr. Kenzie. Councilwoman Cohen.
Yes.
Mayor's Representative, Mr. Patel.
Here.
Chairman Gaffrey.
Okay. Is there something I wanted to add? No, okay. We had, our previous meeting was May 22nd. You've all had an opportunity to review the minutes from that meeting. Questions, comments? If not, may I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Absent.
And second?
Second.
And all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any nays?
Abstain.
Abstain.
I was absent.
Abstention. Great. Thank you.
Two.
Two, okay. We are fortunate in terms of time that there are no applications to be heard this evening. We do have a memorialization, and that was PB 126324 at 302 Spotswood Englishtown Road. Okay, have we all had a chance to review that? And if we have, a motion to approve?
Motion. I second.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. One comment on it, what is the appropriate date that should be on the sign off on that? I think you had it as June 24th, and I'm thinking it's either today, June 26th, or May 22nd from the previous meeting.
26th.
26th,
I'll pick that up. I'll get that back up.
okay. So the appropriate date should be on there. Reflect.
Quick one.
Yes.
That's okay. Yeah, I'll just start that. Yep.
Okay, great.
Got it?
Okay, just going over. Public portion. Anyone in the public care to be here at this time? Not seeing any. We'll close the public portion and go to the discussion items. We have a review and recommendation to the housing element and fair share plan as an amendment to the current master plan. The housing element and fair share plan details how Monroe Township will address its council on affordable housing and affordable housing obligation. And we may take formal action tonight. I believe you're coming to speak. Please introduce yourself.
I'm Christine Bell. I helped prepare this plan. I am a licensed planner in the state of New Jersey, an member of the American Institute of Certified Planners, and a certified floodplain manager. My firm was hired by the township to prepare your housing element and fair share plan.
Welcome.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
So this housing element is for the fourth round of New Jersey's affordable housing obligations, which starts July 1st and goes through 2035. In order to be granted immunity from builder's remedy lawsuits, the plan needs to be adopted by June 30th. So that is why we are here tonight. The housing element is...
Did you say June 30th as in 4 days from today?
Yes.
Great. Okay.
The housing element is a mandatory element of the master plan. It's required under the municipal land use law and in the state constitution through the Fair Housing Act. The document is really split into two parts. The first part is the housing element, and it includes an overview of population trends, an inventory and projection of housing stock, and an analysis of demographics, including housing size, income, and employment, and then a review of infrastructure, environmental and historic constraints, and existing land uses throughout the township. Then the meat of the document is really the fair share plan portion. And that discusses Monroe's historic and current fair share obligations and compliance for all prior rounds and this upcoming fourth round. So for the fourth round, the prospective need for Monroe was 460 affordable units. However, we are proposing, well, not however, we're proposing to meet that fourth round prospective need requirement through a number of existing units. The Cranberry Care Center will provide 70 affordable units. Monroe Township Valor Point will provide 43. Existing group homes will provide another 37. Roskleen Manor, I don't know if I'm saying, Rockleen Manor will provide 44. Jamesburg Manor will provide 43. Waterside Villas will provide 13 affordable units. There are some additional bonus credits from those existing units, and then we're proposing 2 new inclusionary projects. So in total, that'll be a total of 345 new units, 115 bonus credits to meet your 460 unit requirement. And that's really the meat of the plan. You also have a present need obligation of 76 units, which is the rehabilitation requirement. And
When you say a present need as opposed to the 460, the 76, that has to be done, what, by when? By the end of 2025?
2035. So you still have that same
35.
you still have that same 10, 11 year period, but the two are distinguished. The prospective need is that number comes from an analysis that the state does based on projections of, development and populations that will occur. The present need is a number they determine of units that exist within the township today that could house people that meet the requirements for affordability and need to be rehabilitated. So Monroe Township has a housing board that administers the existing rehabilitation program, and you permit up to $100,000 per unit to be available for improvements to eligible owner and renter occupied units. So that's how you're going to meet that requirement through something you're already doing. And that's basically it. If you have any questions, I can certainly answer them, but that's the plan.
Well, quick summary.
Yes.
I did struggle this afternoon reading the 103-page
It
document.
is not a
Yes.
short document.
Yes. So you did that very quickly. That's great. So let me go around and see if
Sorry, Mr. Chairman, if you can indulge me just for a moment to just add a little bit to the summary that Ms. Bell, and thanks so much to Ms. Bell and her whole team for putting this together. The township really appreciates it, and I think one of the things to highlight, which is really really beneficial to the residents about this particular plan, is to sort of compare it to where we were in round 3, and I think that's an important historical perspective to have, right? So round 3 was a very different process driven in a very different way through the court system, and through new legislation and through active steps by the township to acquire more open space and more farmland preservation, and to provide some sound planning, and to really research some affordable opportunities that were already here, that already existed, that that we believe and that Ms. Bell and her team were able to identify could be included in the plan to help us meet our constitutional obligation without building with building as few new units as possible. So while it is true that we had an obligation of 460 with bonus credits that brought us down to 345. But even then, I want the board to understand that we're not zoning for 345 new homes or new units. Most of that is already here through the Cranberry Care Center, through Veterans Housing, and all the things that Ms. Bell had mentioned. The only new units that will be zoned for through this process are 30 units of 100% affordable housing that the township is going to construct in partnership with a nonprofit organization at the old, what was called the Meadowview Care Center at 319 Spotswood Gravel Hill Road that the township purchased several years ago. That'll be 30 units that doesn't require any market rate units on top of it. So that's a real benefit to the township. And plus that gave us significant bonus credits when you build 100% affordables under the legislation. The other project is an inclusionary project that includes 158 market rate units and 65 affordable units at two different sites, but the project is combined into one inclusionary project, and that's a 30% set aside, which is better than we've done in round 3 when we had mostly 20% set aside. So the big picture is that we're looking at about 253 new units to zone for. Again, not that the township has to ensure that they're built by 2035. We just have to zone for and allow the opportunity for that to happen by 2035. And 253 total, both market rate and affordable. And again, I want to give the historical perspective. In 2016, when we settled our round 3 obligation, that obligation was 4,379 new units. We're at 253. And that didn't just happen. That happened because of a series of steps. Ms. Bell and her team working diligently, not just lately, but we engaged their services middle of last year, and we've been working since then, and they've been working since then. New legislation that came out in 2024, and many other steps that many other stakeholders were a part of to bring us to this point. So just from the township's perspective and the mayor's perspective, it's an incredibly good plan. It's very beneficial to the residents, meets our affordable housing obligations with minimal impact, we believe, to the infrastructure in the township, and we know that that's important. So thank you for indulging me for a moment.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, okay. Questions, members? Questions?
Yeah, no.
Public? Public?
Yes, public. Anyone in the public care to? Okay, let's see. I did note as I struggled through it, you have both for the quote, low income ownerships, it is a 50% of the median income. And for the moderate income, it's 80% of the median income. Has that been standard all through?
So those are numbers that are put forth by the state.
Okay.
So those, the moderate, those numbers change each year. The state puts forth for the region you're in, which is Region 3. They tell us what the income limits are for each of them.
Okay.
But it is a percentage of the median income. Yes.
Gotcha. When I finally made it to page 101, trust me, I was tired and many cups of coffee on the way. I was looking for the draft ordinance, and I did not see a draft ordinance, either 1 or 2. Is that in process, or what is that?
Yes, those are in process. So that's just a placeholder for now.
Gotcha. Okay, so is that will be given to, I assume, the council?
Yes, so
in-
those will need to be introduced and adopted like any other ordinance. So, it'll go to the council for introduction, it'll come to the planning board for a consistency determination, and then back to the council for public hearing and adoption. I will note just one thing. I said the plans need to be adopted by June 30th
Right.
to be granted immunity. This fourth round has been a bit expedited in its timelines overall. So plan needs to be on file, adopted by the end of this month. Then there is a period of time where any interested parties, objectors, anything like that can comment on the plans, and that's through the end of August. So we're anticipating or hoping for a slow summer, right? And then probably in the fall, the winter, or early 2026 is when we'll start working on the compliance with the document. So you may not see those ordinances for quite some time.
Gotcha. And from our professionals, engineering, planning, any comments?
I think it's a great plan. Then just based on what Kevin said in his summary, the numbers, they speak for themselves. So, I certainly support it.
Great. Anyone else? Anyone? Our next motion is to approve? Is it-
Adopt, yep.
Or,
Yep.
okay. Anyone want to make a motion?
Mr. Vice Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to adopt the housing element fair share plan.
Great. Second over there. Great. Discussion? If not, roll call?
Mr. Vice Chairman, just if I can add, I do think the credit really needs to be given to the professionals and the people that worked on this plan. Obviously, with the most important aspect with the residents being put forefront, to bring these numbers as low as possible. I did skim through the document briefly at my desk today, and the credit really needs to be given to the professionals and everybody who worked diligently on getting this achieved.
Completely agree. And please pass that on to your entire team
Thank you.
and anyone else here who has participated in it as well. Ready?
Vice Chairman Rothman,
Approved.
Ms. Brodsky,
Yes, I approve.
yes, Damiani,
Yes.
Mr. Slavacek,
Yes to approve.
Councilwoman Cohen,
Yes, I approve.
Mayor's Representative Mr. Patel.
Yes, I approve.
Sounds like it's,
Mr. Vice Chairman,
yes.
if I may, as Ms. Bell indicated, the plan needs to be filed by the 30th. So in light of that fact, I prepared a resolution memorializing the board's action, anticipating that the board would be adopting the plan this evening. I would ask that the board consider adoption of that resolution at this time.
I would move
Okay.
that we adopt the resolution, Mr. Chair.
Huh?
I would move, Mr. Chairman, that we adopt that resolution.
She moves to adopt. Is there a second on that?
I second.
Seconds again. Okay. And further discussion? If not, roll call?
Vice Chairman Rothman,
Yes.
Ms. Brodsky,
Yes.
Ms. Damiani,
Yes.
Mr. Slavacek,
Yes.
Councilwoman Cohen,
Yes.
Mayor's Representative Mr. Patel.
Yes.
Fabulous. Any further comments from the public? If not, I move that, motion to adjourn. Sounds
Make a
like-
motion to adjourn.
You'll make the motion.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
This may be the fastest, most efficient planning board meeting I've ever attended. So, and thank you very much for what you've done for the township. Good.
All right.
Hey, very good.